Okay, so let's get right into it. Have you ever been scrolling through job postings, seen one for a project manager, and thought to yourself, I could totally do that. I just don't have the official experience? Well, guess what? We're about to change that, because this is all about landing that job with the skills and experience you already have.
So let me just ask you straight up. Are you absolutely sure you have zero project management experience? I'm going to go out on a limb here and say, you're probably wrong. And I bet by the time we're done here, you'll agree with me.
All right, let's start with a huge piece of the puzzle, and this comes straight from the Project Management Institute itself. They define a project as a temporary endeavor undertaken to create a unique product, service, or result. Now, I want you to really listen to the words in that definition, and maybe more importantly, the words that aren't there.
So what does that actually mean for you? Well, it's pretty simple. A project is temporary, right? It's got a start date and an end date. It makes something new. But notice, it says nothing about needing a fancy title, nothing about a PMP certification, and it definitely doesn't say it needs a multi-million-dollar budget. So that family vacation you planned, the charity bake sale you organized, that kitchen remodel you survived, yep, those were all projects. And you, my friend, were the project manager.
Okay, so now that we've established you've actually been managing projects this whole time, what are the skills you need to be talking about? Let's break down the essential PM skill set, the real what and how of the job. When you look at what companies are actually looking for, it really comes down to these 7 things. We're talking communication, which is a big one. Then you've got management, leadership, and of course, planning and coordinating. But it also includes customer service, operations, and a big one, good old-fashioned problem solving. Think of these as the fundamental tools in your toolkit.
And speaking of that toolkit, one of those tools is way more important than the others. Get this. A project manager spends a whopping 90% of their time just communicating. That's insane, right? It is literally the lifeblood of every single project. From meetings and emails to stakeholder updates, communication is what makes or breaks the entire thing.
But look, having the right skills is only one part of the equation. The best project managers, they don't just manage spreadsheets and timelines. They lead people. And that takes a totally different kind of mindset.
I love this quote from TEDx speaker Trez Roeder. Change is not a straight line. The art of change is knowing when to adapt and when not to. See, your real job as a PM isn't just about checking boxes. It's about guiding a team of actual human beings through all the messy, unpredictable, and sometimes chaotic parts of making something new.
So in the middle of all that chaos, how do you make the right call? Well, there's this really cool tool called whole body decision making. It's a 3-step check-in. First, you use your brain. You analyze the facts, you look at the data. Then you check in with your heart. What's your emotional read on the situation? And finally, you listen to your gut, that intuition. It's about making choices that are balanced and holistic, not just ones that look good on paper. And here's another great framework for managing the people side of things. People tend to react to change in one of 3 ways. There's the rational reaction, which is all about facts and logic, the emotional reaction focused on personal feelings, and the political reaction, which is all about influence and power dynamics. Your job as a PM is to figure out which lens your stakeholders are looking through. That's the secret to diplomacy.
Okay, deep breath. We've totally reframed your past experience. We've talked about the right mindset. Now it's time to get down to business. Here is your practical 3-step roadmap to actually making this happen.
And you can literally start doing this today. Step 1, redefine your experience. Really, truly own that official definition of a project. Step 2, you're going to projectize your life. Go through your resume, your volunteer work, everything, and start documenting them like real projects. What was the goal? What did you plan? What did you deliver? And step 3, take all that incredible new documentation, update your resume, and start applying for the right kind of job.
So what is the right kind of job? Well, this chart maps it out perfectly. Once you've documented all that experience, you can see exactly where you fit. If you've got 0 to 1 years of this newly defined experience, you're looking at titles like project coordinator or project assistant. You've got 2 to 5 years under your belt? Boom, you're a project manager. It makes the path so much clearer.
And why should you do all this right now? Because the demand is absolutely massive. The Project Management Institute is forecasting 2.2 million new project management jobs every single year through 2027. The opportunity is huge. One of those jobs could be yours.
So let's wrap all this up with one final and I think really powerful thought. The idea that great project managers just pop out of nowhere with all the right skills, it's a myth.
As Julie Zhuo writes in her fantastic book, The Making of a Manager, the single most important lesson is this: great managers are made, not born. This isn't some innate talent. It's a skill you learn, a craft you develop, and you already have everything you need to start building it.
So, now that you're looking at your own history through this brand new lens, there's really only one question left to ask yourself. What project will you lead first?